Do you think it can't be done? This is how confident I am. I am drinking coffee, taking up the 5 minutes. Yes, I am counting the intro and the outro in this 5 minutes of lesson planning. It can be done. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to take one lesson that one may teach in real life and show you how, with some streamlined thinking, I am going to be able to plan it in 5 minutes. Enjoy. Here we go. Series that was 4 parts, and we did a unit design. We ended at the driving question. So if you want to get the context, you can go back and watch the whole thing. But the question is, how do we pursue truth and reconciliation after the January 6th insurrection? We did a whole unit outline, and lesson 9 was going to be a case study in the form of a circle. So we're going to look at a case study of truth and reconciliation. So I was just brainstorming as we started. I think what might be a nice opener is something that connects to the students' lives. So maybe thinking about what is a time when you reconciled with a friend or family member. That might take about 10 minutes. And then let's go. Sometimes I like to do the closing next. And I would say we could do like a really short close. And this could be something like, how are you feeling? In one word. Right now. And everyone shares, maybe 5 minutes to introduce and then have everyone share. It also could take less than that. So maybe we say like 3 minutes. I'm going to say 5 just because I usually am running over anyways. And so let's say this is a 45 minute, 60 minute class period. Let's say 60 minutes just for math's sake here. So we have 45 minutes left over in the middle. So let's say that for the prompt, I'm going to be able to take 10 minutes. This is either going to be a reading or a video maybe of, let's say, South Africa's truth and reconciliation. So like post-apartheid. Okay, yeah. So then that leaves us with 35 minutes of circle discussion. So then I'm thinking here, and let me just make sure the formatting is the same. 35 minutes, mostly full circle. So we're probably going to have, if we have 20, 30 students in a class, maybe that's 2 rounds. So round 1 is going to be a first question and then a second question. Okay, so I'm going to choose a prompt in a minute. And I'm also thinking though about what the questions that I want to ask are. So maybe the question is going to be around like, literally like, what did you notice or wonder? This is going to be like the first one. They can choose one or the other, or they could share both if they're quick, right? So if there's 30 students, they're each taking, 15 seconds to share that. We're not probably 10 minutes out. Math in my head is hard right now, but let's say we probably have another 25 minutes to really dig in. So this next question might be a little bit bigger. So it might be like, depending on the thing we choose, the item, whether it's talking about the impact or whatever, like what would be helpful about this approach in the US? Like, how do you think this TRC process would work in the US? Or like, what impact do you think this TRC process would have in the US? Right, because that's a big question, right? If we go back to our unit question here, we are thinking about like, how do we pursue truth and reconciliation? So we're trying to learn from this South Africa's truth and reconciliation. So do you think this would work, right? And so more than do you think this would work, yes or no, because that's a short question to answer, like what impact do you think it would have? And then if there is time, we get popcorn so we don't have to do full circle. So these are full circle rounds. If time, popcorn, the question, what would we need to consider or change to make it work, make it effective in the US? And we would talk about what would be effective. So I might actually change that if we haven't already had that discussion in a previous lesson to like, to make it like to bring peace, right? To arrive at positive peace. Maybe I would change that now to create positive piece. Okay, great. So I have my entire lesson planned out here. Now I just need the prompt. So this is the thing that I'm going to highlight because this is the thing that I need to find. So I would probably go to Google and I would say Truth and Reconciliation Commission. Okay. I specifically wanted South Africa, so I'm just gonna South Africa. I am a huge Desmond Tutu fan, so I'm actually gonna click there. Okay, so if I'm looking at, there we go, Desmond Tutu is part of it. Okay, so this is interesting. This is from France. So we could also just skimming through, looking at the sourcing here too. Interesting. Okay, this is 60 minutes. So there's a larger segment probably here, but looking at, oh yeah, right here, there it is, the 15-minute segment. Okay, so this is actually via Facebook. So maybe we don't want to go via Facebook, but maybe there's a clip here. This is from South Africa, so that's pretty cool. This is an opinion article. Okay, so there's so much. Let's look at the Forgiveness Project. I'm guessing there's more here. Yeah, so story. So that's interesting. It might frame it as a case study. So I'd want to look into this a little bit. In terms of this, I'm not familiar with the Forgiveness Project, so this might be something I want to look into. Interesting. I would want to do a little bit more. I might do a video, but then actually put this on the slide as a quote. So that's actually something. You know what? That's exactly what I'm going to do. We've probably already done a sense of this. That question might have been our hook lesson question in the unit. So now, this is a quote from Desmond Tutu. So I would have them read it. Archbishop Desmond Tutu. Do you agree? What do you think? What do you think he means? Do you agree? So this could be, they could answer one of two questions. So one, they're paraphrasing, another one, they're actually doing kind of a higher level, agreeing or disagreeing and explaining why. Okay. So this, you know what? I'm going to just choose a video. If I do have an hour-long class, I might just choose that video that we saw. Ooh, listen to Archbishop. How long is this? History Channel. That's a nice sourcing here. 39 seconds. Okay, so I might start with this. And then, it's still loading, sorry. I might start with this, but then I might pull over kind of a backup. If I do have an hour-long class, I'm probably using this other one. So short, 1 to 2 minutes. And then longer option, I might play, a part of this clip in this other one. So certainly thinking about planning this lesson. We have it all planned out. We could also link to CCLS standards. Probably pretty easy to do that. I can do that for you in a second. And then I would also, the only other thing I would do is to maybe put this video into a slideshow, perhaps with the questions posted. But the lesson is planned. And then I would kind of pull in, so we are integrating and evaluating information because they're going to be taking in information here. Oh, we're evaluating a speaker's point of view. Yep, because we're going to hear talk. Great. Adapt speech to a variety of contexts. Awesome. So if I needed to put in my standards, I can put those in too. All right. So that is it. That's my lesson. I can admit defeat, but 9 minutes is not a bad time to plan a lesson. So take this idea. I wanted to show you my whole process. Take this idea, run with it. Show me how fast you plan a lesson.